This book speaks into my life. Maybe I will briefly give you a synopsis. I was born a firstborn of 12 children, 6 boys and 6 girls, out of uneducated parent. My father was a laborer, but he could manage to take me to school. And the school where I grew up in Swaziland was about 60 kilometers away. But my aunt, my father's sister, lived about 20 kilometers away from the school. So I went to stay with her. She will get me to wake up in the morning, clean up the house, make water for her children to wash and go to school. And after I've done all that, they go to school and I'll go to school round about 11 o'clock and arrive there around 12. And I get caned for coming late to school. But when the exam came, I passed with flying colors above her children. I went through to higher primary, secondary school, and I went to university. I trained as a forester to look after forests which are making paper, pulp, and all the other things that you have. This was in South Africa. If you were in South Africa, whether you have a degree or not, you were a boy. So I would be treated as a boy, yet I was a graduate. And I thought maybe I got the wrong profession because I'm working with big, very big white men who are foresters. And I'm a small black person who's treated as a boy. So I went back to university and I did civil engineering and I majored in steel and concrete. After a number of years, I passed with flying colors and I went to get a job. And I was not given a job. I was made to be a boy to serve tea. And I got upset and I left. But I had no money at all, so I ended up getting to work in a hotel as a waiter. Now, I worked as a waiter for almost a year. Then the Lord, who is with us all the time, who does not forget his people, remembered me. There was a man that came from UK, a white man. He was a general manager that was overseeing the company. When he came into the hotel and I was busy reading a book. I remember the book was written by Ayn Rand, The Fountainhead. It's not a Christian book. I was not a Christian much at that time. I was, maybe I was a Christian. If I mention the religion which I was attending, the people in that religion will attack me. So I did go to church and I studied and I believed in God. At the level of my understanding, I was a very serious Christian. So, but the book was not written by a Christian. It was on psychology. So this man, he stands there. I'm not aware of him. He looks at the book underneath my hands. He picks up the book. He says, "Oh, you're reading The Fountainhead? This is a very good book. Tell me, who are you?" So I tell him, "I've got a degree in forestry. I've got a bachelor's degree in science as an engineer." He says, "But you are a waiter." I said, "I can't get a job because I'm black." He gives me a card. He says, "I'm staying in this hotel, but I am overseeing all the mines that are under Anglo-American. I'm from UK. I would like you to come and see my office tomorrow." I go there and he says, "Bring everything you have." And he appointed me as a reduction manager. So I said to myself, if God is with us. My aunt tried to assassinate me. Apartheid tried to assassinate me. It didn't work. Then I began to flourish. But then God called me into ministry. I went into ministry and I said to the Lord, Lord, you're calling me into ministry. I'm a successful engineer. I've got everything that I want. I've got a fat bank account. And you want me to use my money to build a church? Will you really look after me? And he says, I will. I put my money. I put a big structure. And someone came from nowhere. And he twisted the documentation of the land. And he said the land belongs to him. For that reason, he gives me 3 months to live a structure where I spent $2.5 million building. He brought all the papers because he had friends at the right places. So I had to leave the place. But before I left the place, he knows. We got a wrecker. We wrecked the entire building. We pulled it onto the ground. I think he also participated with some 8 pounds hammer to put the building down. We destroyed the entire building at all. And we started afresh. If God be with us, who can be against us? So when I look at this book, it shows me that Levi Silinza, you have gone through a difficult path. And when I was already beyond 65 years, I began to study political science. I wrote thesis on that. I got a PhD. I studied theology. I wrote some papers on that. I got a PhD. And I said, even when I'm encroaching 70, I'm still able to succeed. Because if God is with us, who can be against us? So this book to me is a friend. It is a companion. It is my encourager. It is one that I would like to put under the pillow when I sleep. Because when I am down, it reminds me how far I have come through. And I begin to feel energy flowing through my body. Surely if you are here and you are black like me, I would like you to rise up. Because when you are black, the winds that we face are much more fierce than the winds that other people of different colors face. But this book can be your companion too. This book can be your friend. This book can be your destiny helper. This book can be your encourager when you feel low, when you feel alone, when you feel the entire world has turned against you. So if you want to still have things turning around in your life, irrespective of the age. I'm 75 years of age right now. Been married to my wife for 48 years.
Wow.
Still going strong. If I stand and I walk like a 65-year-old.
Come on.
I don't walk.
Come on.
I don't walk like a 74-year-old. No.
Come on now. Yeah.
With us, no one can be against us.
A round of applause for Dr. Professor Bishop Levi Silinza. That's a mouthful. Thank you so much, Professor.